Fabio Quartararo concluded the Malaysian MotoGP with a much-needed positive result. Having been consistently plagued by the deep-seated issues hounding Yamaha, problems that seem to have chipped away at his motivation recently, El Diablo brilliantly capitalized on Sunday's demanding long race in Sepang, snatching 5th position. This marks his best finish since the Catalan MotoGP back in September, before the grueling Asian Tour. The French rider expertly navigated a challenging tire management test in the scorching heat. Crucially, he managed to stay on pace, avoiding the crashes and mid-race speed loss that had marred previous outings. This Sunday's conditions were particularly unique, as the Moto2 race was cancelled following an earlier accident involving 2 Moto3 riders, Jose Antonio Rueda and Noah Dettwiler. Because there was no Moto2 race, I think the grip was slightly better, the Frenchman noted. Feeling more confident, and despite being overtaken by the likes of Joan Mir and benefiting from Francesco Bagnaia's unfortunate retirement due to a punctured rear tire, Quartararo secured his spot in the top 5. However, in the frantic final moments, he couldn't fend off the aggressive charge from Franco Morbidelli, who dramatically stole 4th place with an extreme maneuver on the very last corner. Quartararo addressed the move when speaking to the media, calling it a classic from the Pertamina Enduro VR46 rider. "I had a good race. We all had to save the tires and not ride over the limit. Morbidelli passed me aggressively on the final corner, a typical Franco move, but it was all good," he stated. He then reflected on his intense duel with Joan Mir, a battle that the Honda HRC rider ultimately won, securing another strong result on the significantly improved Japanese machine. "With Joan, more than having fun, I was defending myself. I think we could have finished 5th or 8th today. I think we did a good job. I had the opportunity to compare myself with 3 different bikes," he explained. When drawing comparisons between manufacturers, the number 20 rider was unfazed by KTM's lack of recent wins, though he was emphatic that Yamaha must focus inward. "Yamaha hasn't won a race, and neither has KTM. We have to work and focus on ourselves, find our own way to progress," he concluded. Two-time MotoGP World Champion, Francesco Bagnaia, has criticized Dorna's decision to go ahead with the Moto3 race after 2 riders were rushed to the hospital following a horrific collision. Moto3 World Championship leader Jose Antonio Rueda and Swiss rider Noah Dettwiler were involved in a frightening crash on the sighting lap from the pit lane to the grid on Sunday morning at the Malaysian Grand Prix. Dettwiler was reportedly riding slowly on the racing line on his CIP KTM when Rueda, traveling at speed, collided with the back of the Swiss rider's machine. There were unconfirmed reports that Dettwiler may have experienced a technical issue with his KTM. Both riders required immediate trackside medical attention before being taken to the hospital. This caused a significant delay to Sunday's Grand Prix schedule. Rueda has since been reported to have suffered a suspected fracture and several contusions, but his condition is not serious. Meanwhile, Dettwiler's condition is still unknown, though the team provided a worrying update. The Moto3 race eventually commenced and ran for 10 laps, with Japan's Taiyo Furusato winning for Honda Team Asia. However, Ducati's Pecco Bagnaia disagreed that continuing the Moto3 race was the correct decision following such a serious incident. "First of all, I am very sorry for Rueda and Dettwiler, who are clearly not in the best condition," he told Sky Italy. "Official news has come out regarding Rueda and he is fine, apart from his wrist and some bruises, but everything is okay. There is no official news regarding Dettwiler. We just hope he is in the best possible condition. I must admit, it was very worrying. Let's just say that starting the day like this is not the best way. Especially thinking that some Moto3 riders had to start a 10-lap sprint race after seeing a crash like that. I don't think it was the best situation. We hope everything is fine." Bagnaia was also quite vocal in response to a similar situation in 2021, when qualifying was continued at the Italian Grand Prix after the fatal incident involving Jason Depasquier.